Live from Palmyra High School, ABC 27 Sports and Advanced Hoops brings you the opening night of high school basketball live. It's a girls-boys doubleheader as the Hershey High Trojans meet the Palmyra High Cougars. Hi, everybody. I'm Greg Mace, together with Advanced Hoops Director, former Steel High star Charlie Fortney, joining us for our third season of high school basketball live. And Charlie, we're jumping right into league play. Only the second or third night of play this year, but we jump right into the fire as always.
And how appropriate to start with the Palmyra-Hershey rivalry. It's long overdue, Greg, that we get this one on television. This is a barn burner in this neck of the woods.
Let's talk about the Palmyra High girls. A lot of talent on this team. They come off a 16-win season.
Yes, they're led by Chelsea Ebersol, who has 7 threes in 2 games, a senior leader, and sophomore standout, Carly Richardson.
Now, we talked a lot about being on TV, live high school basketball on TV. You talked to a lot of these kids and the coaches. What is, even in this early season atmosphere, what does it do for these kids to be on live TV?
Well, it's like the playoffs, and some teams react to it with nervousness, but some teams actually get a lot out of it, and their players kind of find that there's a level of play that they can go to, and it's only an atmosphere of being live on TV that can bring that out.
All right, joining us also on the broadcast this year is former Susquehanna Township coach Todd McCall. Todd, we're early in the season. As a coach, what do you look for in these games and the early 2 or 3 opening games of the year?
Well, first of all, you want to limit your turnovers. And for Hershey on the road today, they're going to have to limit the turnovers to be in the game. The second thing I used to look for as a coach is trying to deepen your bench. Maybe give somebody an opportunity that otherwise you didn't see something in practice, but they provide a spark in the game. And who knows, if you can deepen that bench early, it's going to help you in league play. All
right, we're going to hear from Todd throughout the course of the game on the sideline. We're back with the opening tip-off. It's Hershey and Palmyra, the opening game of high school basketball live right here on ABC 27.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
You've seen a lot of my sons, Todd and Ryan, over the years on TV. In fact, we've all grown a lot during this time.
We're all still here and stronger than ever. Now you can see me when you come into Hoffman Ford.
And I won't be far behind.
For 59 years, there's always been a Ford and a Hoffman in this showroom, delivering you the courtesy and respect that you deserve since 1953.
Come see what keeps our customers coming back generation after generation. Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
For generations, Caterpillar has delivered innovative products that help customers build strong, profitable businesses. And for more than 60 years, Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company has been Pennsylvania's source for first-class Caterpillar equipment, service, parts, and rentals. With 26 locations across Pennsylvania, we've grown right alongside our customers, delivering on our commitment to provide a superior experience and maximum value. Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company, helping Pennsylvania prosper since 1948.
All-state freshman Malia Tate DeFreitas tore her ACL in a heated state playoff, and her dreams seemed shattered.
Tried to come back in and it wasn't working out. I thought that my basketball career was over.
Getting an assist from the doctors at Arlington Orthopedic, Malia is ready to attack the hoop this season.
It feels good when I jump and cut and stuff. It feels normal, and the brace really helps me.
To go from tears to a smile, it was just a beautiful thing.
High School. Greg Nace together with Charlie Fortney and Todd McCall. And we are getting set for Hershey and Palmyra girls. And we take a look at the keys to the game as you look at Cougar Nation. Charlie, here's our keys to the game. Take a look with Hershey.
Yeah, we're looking at with Hershey, they're going to need to take care of the basketball. They're also going to need to work the clock and shorten the possessions. Very young Hershey team. Coach Rebecca Manny, hats off to her. She's worked really hard with these girls, but she's having to start a lot of young players. They're in a rebuilding process.
And for Palmyra, our independent brokers of America, keys to the game.
Well, we got to pressure the freshman point guard naturally and try to take advantage of that the young Hershey backcourt. And they also need to exploit the size of Carly Richardson around the basket, Kristen Smolik, and Kate Carmo and some of those girls.
All right, so here we go, the opening tip of our first game of the season, our third year here on ABC 27 of High School Basketball Live. Palmyra's in the home white, Hershey in the blue and orange, and the tip is coming right toward us. We are very close to the court, Charlie.
Yeah, number 11 at point guard for Hershey is a freshman, Lauren Comfort. Hats off to her. She's been thrown into the Wolves, but she is stepping up like a trooper. And we have another freshman, number 15, with the ball, Dalia Kraczynski. Just took it to the basket, nice and strong.
Palmyra clears the boards, and we got a jump right out of the gates.
And Liz Britton, a senior leader for Hershey. This is a shed of experience here on the Hershey Trojans. Liz has been with Hershey program for 4 years, suffered a knee injury at one point, but she's here to lead her team. Talked to her before the game. She's excited to be on TV, but excited to help this young team compete.
First 2 points belong to Carly Richardson.
Well, and she's going to be the toughest matchup for Hershey, as Carly is one of the top sophomores in the region and already a Division I prospect.
Opening minute, first quarter. And another jump. Good aggressive defense here by Palmyra.
Well, and I give Hershey a lot of credit. They came out attacking early.
Palmyra lost their season opener to a pretty good team, the defending state champs, Steel High.
Nice rebound by Britton.
Caitlin Carmo. And that is out of bounds, and it'll go back Hershey's way.
Greg, I don't know if you know this, but Libby Nolan for Hershey has a brother named David Nolan who has broken the national record in some swimming events, and he's going to be swimming in the 2012 Olympics. We're hopeful in the Pennsylvania area here for swimming. He's going up against guys like Michael Phelps and Ryan Lochte, so...
Well, he's gotten tremendous attention, and rightly so, and he is going to be a superstar in this sport, and we look forward to the Olympic trials, and hope we're following him right up to the next set of games.
Yeah, and Nolan provides an offensive spark for the team, and she has a nice 5'10" frame.
Smolik missed. Hershey clears the boards.
There's Nolan with the rebound.
Looking for another jump, and this will go out of bounds. Let's hear from Todd McCall off on the sidelines. Todd?
Greg, Charlie, I just talked to Coach Ron Berman right before the game started, and he mentioned that he's without two starters, both the good girls, Maddie and Kaylee Good, and he said those two are enforcers. He lost them in last night or Saturday night's victory. They bumped into each other going for a loose ball. We'll see how that plays out throughout this game.
And Todd was talking about a concussion that happened. I know we lost a little audio there, Greg. Concussion that happened for the Palmyra girls the other night that put one of their key players, I believe it was Maddie Good, out.
That was Chelsea Ebersol hitting the three to give Palmyra the early 5-0 advantage, and quick timeout here for Hershey. So remind you, coming up, we've got the boys game. We've got a full slate of action this year. You can log on to advancedhoops.com or abc27.com and catch a lot of the action, and there's catch where we're going to be, and there's Cougar Nation out there. A lot of the Palmyra students have come out for tonight's game.
And Greg, we actually created a special website this year. It's actually for just the TV games alone. It's pasportslivetv.com, and we'll be posting that later in the broadcast. But basically, that website, you could go watch any game, Greg, from last year's 17 broadcasts by clicking on the 2010-2011 link. And this year, 48 hours after a game, you can watch any of the reruns. YouTube now has the capability of putting a full game on. The capability is not in 6-minute increments anymore.
We may be older, but we're high-tech now here. Ball almost stolen away. Scrappy, everybody coming up off the floor, and it's retained by Hershey.
I'll tell you what, I got to give Hershey a lot of credit. There was a thought coming in that they would be so nervous in this atmosphere, but they have taken those nerves and turned it into aggression, because this is, they're making a competitive game of this right now.
Brueggemeyer.
That's a nice take by the freshman Lauren. Come for a pull-up shot.
Palmyra controls. They have the only 5 points of the game. And we have a whistle on a foul out front.
Hershey's been successful in not allowing Palmyra to get in a rhythm. I mean, Palmyra has Chelsea Ebersol, number 44, hit 7-3-6 in the first game against Steel High. Carly Richardson, we've talked about her and what she can do. And you got Kristen Smolik, the freshman, put up 9 last game as a freshman.
Let's check in with Todd McCall.
Charlie Gregg, I'm here with AD of Palmyra, Brian Weidler. Brian, what does it mean to get a rivalry game on TV, and what was some of the adjustments your staff had to make to get this game tonight?
Well, I guess first of all, it gives me an appreciation for what a major college must go through, to air a game. And secondly, there was so much anticipation and excitement for this. Whenever we play Hershey, there is certainly an asterisk on our schedule. We put it on TV, and it's double the fun.
Let me just ask you one question. You expect a big crowd tonight, both groups staying on. How does this help you guys in terms of just going into league play and continuing some momentum that you might carry on from this game?
Well, it's a wonderful event. I mean, we're, both Hershey and us expect to fill our gymnasiums. We'll go back there in February for a doubleheader. This is kind of a revenge game for Hershey. We knocked them off here last year. That was a surprise win, so looking forward to a great contest tonight.
As Brian has said, a revenge game. Back to you guys.
Well, there's 2 more.
Oh, and that was
Caitlin Carmo.
Yeah, Kate Carmo. She's got big size, 5'10" guard, wing. And we said earlier when we were talking to Brian Willard, nice shot by Bridget Kilgong, Greg. She's only a sophomore. But Chelsea Ebersol hit her 8th 3 of the season while we were talking to Brian Whitler.
Inside up off the glass for 2.
And that's what makes Carly Richardson tough. That was a left-handed runner. And there's Livy Nolan.
Yeah, we're playing racehorse basketball here now, but it's Palmyra with the 7-point advantage. Good ball movement. And we'll have another jump. A lot of jumps early.
Greg, they say in rivalry games, throw out your record, throw out who has experience or who doesn't. Players step up, because this is a game that has meant something for Bridget Calgon's sister, Kara, who played for Hershey. On down the line, it's a tradition that these players are used to keeping up. Another left-handed runner by Carly Richardson. Wow.
Richardson has 6. And traveling. Well, despite their youth, I'm impressed with the confidence of Hershey.
Yeah, coming in, they're 1-1 coming in. They had a win against a struggling Northern team, over on the West Shore. But coming in, we didn't think that they'd be making such a game of it with such the young players, but give them credit, Greg. I mean, I know it's 14-5, but it almost seems like an even game because the intensity is very even right now. Look at the defense right there.
Dombrowski. Check it, that's Brueggemeyer. Took it away.
I had the privilege to coach Bridget Calgon's older sister, Kara, in an AAU situation with my daughter, and Kara was 6'2". I'm going to have to ask Bridget after the game what happened to all that height and everything, because she's got nice size, but she's definitely not 6'2", maybe more like 5'7", 5'8" here.
Offensive foul against Hershey. 14-5. We've 2:55 left in the first quarter.
Well, one thing about a Ron Berman coach team is they play defense, Greg. Ron Berman, you know, when he's pacing that sideline, he's not talking to the girls he's not talking about whether they're making jump shots or not. He allows his players to take chances on offense because he knows they're going to fall, and he believes in every player equally. But defensively, his intensity and the things he projects to the girls is every girl needs to be playing defense, or they don't play for Ron Berman.
Ebersol missed. Brueggemeyer falls down, and it will go back to Hershey. (14-5). This is the first of our doubleheader here on ABC 27. We have the boys game to follow. You're going to get a chance to see a very, very experienced and strong Hershey team coming up next. Hershey girls control.
I'm impressed with Lauren Comfort's poise. And there's Dahlia Kraczynski going to the hole. The freshman Dahlia had 8 points last game, Greg, and they were all from the foul line. This girl can shoot the basketball.
And Hershey's going to jump it up again. I think that's the fourth jump ball that we've had in 6 minutes. Yep.
We can count on our stat man, Jim Gallagher, to keep us posted on that stuff. And Jim's the man when it comes to rebounds, assists, and turnovers.
Had us good stuff last year, and Jim's back with us again this year.
How did we talk him into coming back, Greg? That's what I want to know.
He is a basketball diehard.
Jim played at Lycoming.
Yep.
He was the man at Lycoming. Played with Jay Cleveland at Lycoming.
So a little backcourt pressure coming up here from Palmyra.
Looks like a 2-2-1. Well, Hershey does what they're supposed to, gets it to the middle. Referees are on that traveling call. Greg, I had a great opportunity to meet with Donnie Epley this year. You know, Donnie, who leads the referees in the area, brought me up to speed on a lot of the different emphasis on rules. And one thing he emphasized was that all rules are emphasized. And they just like to call the game the right way. And that's one message we want to get out for the PIAA referees.
Foul underneath. 6 turnovers here in the early going. We take a look at the replay on that one. Nice drive to the hole. Almost got the roll, but did not go. So Kate Carmo makes the first of her free throws. That's her third point of the game, and a 15-7 Palmyra advantage.
Yeah, you're looking at a Palmyra team that is got so much coming back. I mean, they got so many young players, Kate Carmo being one of them. Chelsea Ebersol naturally is a senior, and Andrea Kronthal is getting ready to come into the game right now. I mean, Ron Berman has a depth that most coaches would die for.
Kilgallen. I'm going to jump it again, yep.
You know, if you're a fan in the stands and you see a play like that, here's the Groff Tractor and Equipment replay. You see a play like that, you're going to think, oh, foul. And, you know, you hear fans around us yelling foul. But one thing I appreciate about Mid-Penn officials, that's a jump ball. You know, it may look like a foul from the side or whatever, but that's a jump ball. And they make the girls and the guys play the game the right way. And they don't call those nicky-nacks.
Kilgallen got the rebound. Good pressure defense here from Palmyra. Whole game, it's intense so far.
I'm just impressed with the point guard, Lauren Comfort, how she's handling the ball. Whenever you're thrown into the toughest position on the floor, which is point guard, to be able to run the team at the varsity level against the defensive pressure of a Ron Berman Lady Cougar team, very impressed. naturally concerned that Lauren will hold up under this pressure for a whole game, but she's doing a great job in this early going.
Under a minute left, first quarter. Live from Palmyra, Greg Mays, Charlie Fortney, Todd McCall with you here on ABC 27. There's Dombrowski. Almost backed it back out, and a nice steal from Hershey. Good, intense defense there by Brueggemeyer.
Well, something nobody else would have saw there, but Bridget Kilgallen sprint and cut off the basketball, which is what you want a player to do, not to foul, but just sprint and get in front and cut it off, and that's where that play was set up.
Coming down to the final seconds. First quarter. Richardson got the ball with under 20 left. Kronthal missed, but we've got a whistle on a foul. That'll be the fifth foul already on Hershey.
I'll tell you what, I'm a fan of Rebecca Maney already. Just the way she's coaching these girls, pumping confidence into them. You can just tell by the preparation, and these girls are in the right place at the right time. That doesn't happen by mistake, ladies and gentlemen.
Down to the final seconds of the first quarter, and Hershey doesn't get it to go. End of one quarter of play. Palmyra 15, Hershey 7. You're watching high school basketball live on ABC 27.
Advanced Hoops Alumni Spotlight.
Top circle, Scott Etherton going down against the big guy off the glass and in. Determined, go to the basket. Bounce pass to Etherton, and it's good.
Last week, the Patriot News featured Hershey alum Scott Etherton as one of the top leaders in NCAA Division I for completing 76% of his shots. For women's hoops, freshman standout and former Hershey Lady Trojan Kendall Benavie is making her presence known at Westchester University. Meanwhile, the collegiate tradition continues for Palmyra Lady Cougars. At Westchester, Jill Kiefer is averaging 10 points per game. Katie O'Rourke is the third leading scorer for Moravian. Bringing in the rebounds for Pitt Johnstown is Rachel Johnson, and Rebecca Albus is making a solid contribution at Messiah College. Palmyra Lady Cougars head coach Ron Berman has got a lot to be proud of. Scott, Kendall, Jill, Katie, Rachel, and Rebecca are tonight's Advanced Hoops Alumni Spotlight. Dr. Scott King from Arlington Orthopedics is one of the few area experts on hip injuries. His professional hockey career with the Detroit Red Wings is featured in this exclusive interview. Watch as Dr. King explains his own experience with a hip injury and how it helps him identify with his patients. Dr. King goes on to analyze the varying hip injuries that have plagued popular athletes like Bo Jackson, Chase Utley, and Alex Rodriguez. For the full interview, type in pasportslivetv.com.
Back live, Palmyra High School. 15-7 is our first quarter score as Hershey has jumped out. Palmyra has jumped out to the 8-point advantage. But Hershey, for their youth, playing well. Not a backcourt violation. It was touched again.
Well, and it wasn't quite control. The referees did a very good job of not pulling the trigger on that because it did look backcourt.
And it'll go back Palmyra's way.
I've been giving Lauren Comfort a lot of credit, but one thing that every point guard needs to learn is to shorten that pass when you're entering the ball and not make such a long cross-court pass because that's what's going to happen. You're going to get the defense a chance to react.
Richardson got her own rebound. A lot of people also have their hands on the ball, and we have yet another jump ball. I think if there was a record for jump balls this early in the game, this might have set it.
Well, and Emily Brueggemeyer is a part of almost every jump ball. I mean, number 10 is there whenever there's a tie-up. Hats off, she's a hustler.
Palmyra in the home white. Passed it over to the sidelines. It'll go back to Hershey.
Good. Coach Berman's coaching Carly Richardson about taking that right up. Don't turn a good shot into a bad pass is what my prep school coach Fletcher used to always say he's been doing it for 50 years, and that's what I believe Coach Berman is saying over there is take that right up.
Goes out of bounds. Going to check in here with Todd McCall. We'll do that in just a second. Palmyra controls the basketball. Looking for the first 2 points of the quarter, and Liz Britton, check it, Chelsea Ebersol tried to get it and did not, and will go to the line.
Palmyra, second personal foul, 16. Chelsea Ebersol, shooting 2.
So she will go to the line and shoot 2. First point of the quarter. And her 7th point of the game. Up again, good again. We check in now with Todd McCall. Todd?
Charlie, you alluded to it early in pregame that Hershey's going to have to settle down a little bit and handle the pressure. One of the things I noticed being down on the floor is Hershey's missing some easy bunnies 5 foot away to put him right back in this ball game. Also, look for Hershey to shut down Richardson's penetration on the baseline. One of the things talked about in the huddle. Back to you guys.
That's a good point, Todd. And I'm just impressed how Hershey, they may be turning the ball over, and it's going to happen, but they're putting pressure right back on Palmyra, and there they forced the turnover themselves.
And inside, and there's the easy miss there by Krashinsky.
Yeah, and you're looking at number 15, Dahlia Krashinsky. She's a freshman trying to go up against girls like Carly Richardson, Kristen Small, 2 inches taller than her. But the main thing is they're getting the shot opportunities. They're just not falling.
Tried it again.
Well, and she's going to have the green light. Tell you what, there's a nice crowd up there, Greg. You see, it looks like a little bit of the Cameron Crazies up there. Palmyra came ready to go. They're dressed in. They got the whiteout thing going up there.
And some various outfits, and I'm sure they'll get even rowdier during the boys' game, which follows here on ABC 27. Hershey follows the ball to the corner.
Hershey's got a nice motion going here. Nice moving without the ball. Some pass, some screen opposite. Nice. They don't seem to be getting tired. Nice.
Brueggemeyer inside.
They caught Palmyra asleep after about 15 passes.
Richardson can't convert. Now she goes right back after the ball, and yet another jump ball.
Well, and now we have Nolan, number 41, Nolan with the jump ball. This Brueggemeyer rubbing off on the rest of the Trojans here. And Greg, it's 17-9. This is in striking distance for the Hershey Trojans.
Well, they've been hanging around. 15-7 after one, now 17-9 early here in the second quarter. Gunderman, that is a travel. Well, as Todd said, and as you said, if they can convert a couple of what are times easy baskets, they'd be very much within striking distance. Palmyra 2 of 5 from three-point land, and Hershey's hit 3 of 11, but has also committed 6 fouls. They come away out of that scrum.
Well, and fouling is part of the game plan here for Hershey. They want to come out and show some aggression and not be pushed around here at Palmyra. And I think Coach Manny's willing to give up a few extra fouls to establish that, hey, we're not going to go down lightly here. We're going to make this a game.
Baseline, Kilgallen didn't get it, and it's going to stay with, now it'll go back to Palmyra. Couple of substitutions as Hannah Moss takes a seat on the Hershey bench. Liz Britton back into the game.
I know we don't see it right now. Maybe we'll get a shot of it soon here, but Coach Berman, the way he coaches on the sideline, it's a piece of work. I mean, he has been doing this for a long time. This guy knows what he's doing. He motivates his kids. Kids love playing for Ron Berman.
Palmyra comes out of that one. And Ebersol controls the basketball.
One thing about the Palmyra Lady Cougar program is it's a family. These alumni girls, they come back, they practice in the summer with the girls. Oh, nice. There's Kristen. Kristen smoked. The freshman scores, but it's no basket because they call it charge.
So Hershey gets it back with 4:20 left here in the first half. And that ball goes out of bounds and it goes back to Palmyra.
That's amazing that the turnovers, that Hershey's in striking distance with 12 turnovers already in the first half. They're on a pace to have close to 30 turnovers here with still half of a quarter left.
And they're still within 8.
That's 3-basket game. Now with the 3-point line, it's a 3-basket game.
Low scoring half here so far. The ball comes right, very close to us. We are right on top of the court, Mr. Fortney. It is almost like we are the 6th players here.
Well, I'm comfortable with that, Greg. How about you?
Well, you had a lot more points, but we've gotten into that over the years.
Well, we got another freshman in the game for Palmyra, Katie McClellan. Mom's a longtime assistant there for Coach Berman. Katie's a heck of a talent, built really well, 5'9", got some arms on her. Developing player for Palmyra. Again, Ron Berman has them in every class. Seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen. He's got a future here with these girls.
Ball cleared out by Kroshinski.
That was a good entry by Lauren Comfort. She shortened the passing angle, a successful entry. Hershey needs more of that.
Kilgallen will back it out. And it goes back to Palmyra. 3:39 left here in the quarter, and we will take a timeout. 17-9 is our score. Palmyra has the lead. You're watching high school basketball live on ABC 27.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
There's something to be said for a company that has survived the Great Depression, weathered a handful of recessions, and emerged from today's challenging marketplace stronger than ever. And it's worth noting that success has come while keeping its headquarters and decision-making local for more than 80 years. Perhaps growing deeper roots to ensure strength and stability is an idea whose time has come. We figured that out 8 decades ago. Penn National Insurance.
Greg Mace, Charlie Fortney, Todd McCall, and Neil Diamond in the background. With the Cougar Nation.
Greg, I had no idea who that was in the background. That just shows the difference in our eras. Neil Diamond, holy
come on,
cow.
come on. You are not that much younger than me.
We got to have a little fun on these broadcasts. The girls are having fun. There's Katie McClellan. Look how tough. Wow. Good defense by the Trojans. Wow.
Good follow by Smolik.
Nolan got that right in the nose. Man.
8th turnover back the other way for Palmyra, but now they'll go to the line to get 2 free throws.
You know, this freshman class for Palmyra, it's got to be one of the best. It's got to be one of the best in the area, the freshman class for Palmyra. They even have a girl named Cece Richardson who's about 5'10", very versatile JV. Might get pulled up after a while if she keeps earning it. But this is, like I said, this is one of the best freshman class I think I've seen in a while. Girls that can actually come in at a high level and contribute on varsity and have size to them. They all have 5'9", 5'10" size.
First point for Smolik, cuts the lead to 18-9. Hershey tries to convert inside. Liz Britton cannot. And a foul underneath.
I'm not sure what Todd's seeing down there. Here's the Groff instant replay. Look at the defense in the post. There's a lot of active. Carly Richardson gets the block. There's no easy baskets around the 10 feet and in. It looks like these girls are really well versed around the post and attacking.
So Richardson goes to the line. And that is her 7th point of the game.
Well, we haven't seen her pop an outside, Jay, but we see her form on the foul line there, Carly Richardson. But this girl has the ability to hit the three-point shot, hit the pull-up, very good at the foul line, and then she's great around the basket using either hand, and she can handle the ball in transition. She's one of the most unique players we have in the area that she pretty much can score in any way, Carly Richardson. And she's the one pressing the inbounds. How many times you get a 5'11" girl, the one that they pick to press the inbounder?
Lead to 20-9. Crowd wanted to travel, and now they got it the second time.
Well, and while we're on the subject of Carly Richardson, that's her perimeter defense, that length. She just shocked Hershey on the perimeter, and it caused a walk.
Cougars in the home white. And, boy, there is a lot of activity in the lane.
Rebecca Manny, I think rightfully so, wanted the charge. It doesn't mean it was a charge, but whenever you see one of your players get bowled over there, I'm not sure if we have that, but naturally you're going to fight for that as a coach. And here's Kristen Smolik, a freshman, attacking the rim that way. I think, Greg, that these girls from Palmyra, when you watch them play, they seem to take on the personality of Chelsea Ebersol, the senior leader. Chelsea's a very aggressive offensive player, and also Carly, who's a return starter. These girls follow suit, and that's why it's important to have good leadership on the court. The one thing I've learned from Ron Berman's program is he doesn't give out that captainship lightly. These girls have to earn it, not only by attendance in it, by work ethic in the offseason, by mentoring younger girls at camps and things. It's an old school type of approach, but that's why the tradition's continuing every year at Palmyra.
Kicked it back out of bounds. Lady Cougars now lead 22-9. They outscored Hershey 7-2 so far here in this second quarter. Reminder, we have the Hershey and Palmyra boys coming up next here on ABC 27. Our first night of high school basketball live. Spin move by Krasinski, and it's going to go out of bounds and go back to Palmyra.
I'll tell you what, Dahlia Krasinski, a freshman. We're watching some stars in the making here in high school basketball with these freshmen that's on the court right now. She's having to go up against some really tough competition, but when she gets a few more games under her belt, she's going to be putting up some big numbers this year.
Well, Carly Richardson spotted too. She just couldn't get her hands on the basketball. So Palmyra will continue to put a little backcourt pressure.
Greg, you know what I'm gonna ask Livy Nolan after the game if she swims.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
I tell you what, you see the Nolans, you know they're swimmers, but I just didn't know they were basketball players. 16 turnovers for Hershey, 9 for Palmyra. But that 7 turnover difference, we're looking at 13 points almost. That's actually the difference in the game. 7 turnovers, 14 points, however you look at it.
It's our broadcast location right next to the court, and we are right in the thick of the action here. And we thank everybody at Palmyra High School for their great support. I know as Todd talked to Brian Weiler, the athletic director, this is a real treat for a lot of the students to get a little exposure. And there they are, Cougar Nation. I know they're going to be cranking it up come boys game coming up a little bit later.
Well, and I talked to a bunch of these guys earlier. That's some of the Palmyra football team. As you can see, the arms on these guys, they did quite well this year. They made the playoffs for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, the first time they did make the playoffs. And the Palmyra teams had a great fall season. Cross country, soccer, field hockey, all in the PIAA. So they're hoping that'll rub off a little bit here in the winter.
I want to give a lot of credit to the parents. I know, there's a lot of good parents. You don't get good kids, good programs unless you have good parents, and there's a lot of good parents in the Palmyra School District doing a very good job raising these kids. You can just tell by the character. They're not just athletes, they're student athletes.
Final 2 minutes of the first half. That is a wide open Katie Dombrowski. Her first two of the game, 24-9 now is the Palmyra advantage. Under 2 left here in the first half.
Well, Katie's another freshman for Palmyra.
She is just 5'6" and another freshman. And a travel. Well, I've gotten to that point in the game where Hershey really needs a basket so that the game does not completely get away from them, because they really have played tough.
Yeah, I agree, Greg. An answer would help. They haven't stopped their defensive intensity, that's for sure.
Held to just 2 points in this second quarter. Nice cut. Close. Gunderman followed it up.
And Gabby Gunderman, wow. They're just 5'9s and 5'10s who can run the floor, coming out of everywhere for Ron Berman, and Gabby Gunderman's one of them.
Nice steal on the break. And there's Ebersol, but the follow doesn't go. They get a third crack at it, but they'll have to do that at the line.
Whew, nice steal and a full court outlet pass by Carly Richardson. Check this out.
Well, got right in the way, did Krasinski, without fouling. It was a nice move, forcing the eventual free throw here. Get one more. Coming up at halftime, Todd, Charlie, and I will review the first half, and we'll get a word from the coaches. And also take a look at some of the programs at Arlington Orthopedics. That's all coming up at halftime here on ABC 27.
Greg, we got Andrea Kronthal in the game, senior, number 15. She's a nice backup to Chelsea Ebersol. Palmyra is taking advantage of the foul line. 9 for 11 in the first half. Can't ask for more than that. You're looking at 80-some% right there.
Under a minute left, first half. Brueggemeyer had stolen away.
Look at Gunderman with the left hand after the steal. I know I'm talking about this a lot, but I don't know if I've seen a team that's quite made up like the Palmyra Lady Cougars. I mean, there's no 6'2", but there's a lot of athletic 5'9s that can defend and run the floor, 5'9s, 5'10s. Wow, what a joy to coach a crew like that.
So with 10 seconds left here in this first quarter, Hershey retains possession. Only the third foul against Palmyra. Here's Britton. Goes inside, looking for the last two right there. Libby Nolan got it. Her fourth point of the game, and we have played the first half. 29-11 is our score. Todd?
Intensity up in the second half.
Again, hopefully we just play intense because that's the way we practice and that's what we're supposed to do. Obviously, with a lead, it's a little bit tougher sometimes mentally, but we're missing two of our starters, so kids are fighting to try and get some more playing time. So I think we'll keep it up to as long as we need to.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thanks, Doc.
Good luck the second half. As Coach Berman said, just got to keep up the intensity in the second half. More halftime report after these messages.
All-state freshman Malia Tate DeFreitas tore her ACL in a heated state playoff, and her dreams seemed shattered.
Tried to come back in and it wasn't working out. I thought that my basketball career was over.
Getting an assist from the doctors at Arlington Orthopedic, Malia is ready to attack the hoop this season.
It feels good when I jump and cut and stuff. It feels normal, and the brace really helps me.
To go from tears to a smile, it's just a beautiful thing.
Get ready to start popping with Pizza Hut's Cheesy Bites Pizza. It's your favorite Pizza Hut pizza surrounded by 28 tasty cheese-filled bites. You won't be able to stop pulling them, dipping them, and popping them. And right now, a Cheesy Bites pizza with your favorite topping is just $11.99. Plus, add a 2-liter Pepsi and an order of breadsticks for just $5 more. The Cheesy Bites pizza deal won't last long, only $11.99 and only at your Pizza Hut.
For generations, Caterpillar has delivered innovative products that help customers build strong, profitable businesses. And for more than 60 years, Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company has been Pennsylvania's source for first-class Caterpillar equipment, service, parts, and rentals. With 26 locations across Pennsylvania, we've grown right alongside our customers, delivering on our commitment to provide a superior experience and maximum value. Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company, helping Pennsylvania prosper since 1948.
This halftime report brought to you by United Concordia. United Concordia, ensuring America's dental health for over 40 years.
Dr. King, welcome to the show. Like many of the doctors at Arlington, you have a sports background. Yours in particular interests me and my neighbor, and that's you played for the Red Wings. Talk about that experience.
Well, first I played college hockey at University of Maine, which was right in the time where we were building a very strong program, national program. I was a goalie there. And then was drafted actually out of high school in Canada, and got a chance to play 3 years with the Red Wings.
In preparing for this interview, I realized myself that the hip area is such a unique concentration. You're one of the few doctors in this area that deal with this. Would that be accurate to say?
Yeah, there's really only three of us that are doing hip arthroscopy surgery and fixing labral repairs and trying to change the bony shape of the hip to try and prevent future problems and fix the problems that have occurred.
The story that stands out to me the most is regarding hip injury is Bo Jackson. I mean, he was considered the multi-sport pro athlete, and all of a sudden his career ended quickly with a hip injury. What was going on with Bo Jackson? What was he suffering from?
Yeah, he had a little bit different situation. He had a traumatic injury where he had a dislocation of his hip and lost the blood supply to his hip. So he had something called avascular necrosis, where the blood supply was lost, the bone died, and so he had to have a hip replacement.
What's a common injury for just high school athletes or even a younger athlete or student that comes into your office?
There's the classic hip pointers, which is really just bruises. There's certainly many different kinds of muscle pulls and tendon pulls. With adolescent kids, you can get fractures around the hip where it pulls off growth plates. So there are many different injuries. And that really just goes back to having an understanding of the hip and all the mechanics around it, and just a good physical exam and history usually gets you where you want to be.
Is there a difference between male and females when it comes to the way the hips are aligned or the percentage of injuries that happen between the male and the female athlete?
Pincer impingement is what the females tend to get. The hip bends up and pinches the labrum up against the socket and tends to cause the labral tear. Now in a male, they tend to get a bump over the ball side of the hip, and that bump tends to come up and go inside and injure the cartilage that wears out in arthritis.
Thank you for watching Understanding Hip Injuries with Dr. Scott King. For the full interview, go to advancedhoops.com.
High School Sports Live is brought to you by
Hemp Brothers, paving the way in concrete, asphalt, crushed stone construction services. Keystone State Games, Pennsylvania's largest amateur athletic festival. NK Sporting Goods, partnered with NK Graphics, has been outfitting the teams of Central PA for over 25 years. United Concordia, ensuring America's dental health for over 40 years. Regen Muscle Recovery Beverage. Experience the raw power of natural cocoa. Groff Tractor and Equipment, we're your #1 source for everything under construction. Sun Motor Cars, come experience Central PA's ultimate driving headquarters.
For generations, Caterpillar has delivered innovative products that help customers build strong, profitable businesses. And for more than 60 years, Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company has been Pennsylvania's source for first-class Caterpillar equipment, service, parts, and rentals. With 26 locations across Pennsylvania, we've grown right alongside our customers, delivering on our commitment to provide a superior experience and maximum value. Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company, helping Pennsylvania prosper since 1948.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents. You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
Here at Palmyra High School, Greg Mace, Charlie Fortney, Todd McCall, 29-11 is our halftime score. Well, it really looked like Hershey was going to hang in this game, and they had some easy baskets that they could have converted. Despite all those turnovers, Todd, they were still hanging tough at least until about 2 minutes to go in the quarter.
The first things that I noticed that Hershey was able to go inside was good box-to-box screens. When they started getting down, they missed bodies, they didn't put bodies on people, and they missed easy bunnies, and before you know it, if you don't capitalize with Palmyra, they'll hurt you, and that's what happened.
All right, let's talk about what they've got to do now. Palmyra certainly has the opportunity to run away with this thing. How does Hershey, Charlie, stay in this ballgame?
They have to do the same thing they've been doing defensively because they have been creating a whole lot. They've created 10 turnovers themselves, and that's not bad in any game. But they have to be a little more patient on offense, and they got to knock down some shots to get back in the game, and hopefully the rivalry will kick in and something special will happen. But it is going to be a tall order against the Palmyra Lady Cougars.
Yeah, Todd, if you're the Hershey coach, what do you tell your team at halftime?
Well, right now, let's just work our way in it. Let's cut this lead to 10 and start mid to the third quarter. Going into the fourth quarter with a chance. You know, if you're down 10, 12 in the fourth quarter, you have a game. You're down 20, it's lights out here.
All right, Todd, we'll let you get back to your location there down by the basket, and we'll get set here for the second half of action. 29-11 is our halftime score, and again, a reminder that John Repitz will be along here coming up for the boys game. Charlie stays here. Todd stays here. I go back to ABC 27 to be on TV.
Well, that's what you do best, Greg.
I guess. So 29-11 our halftime score, and we begin third quarter action as Hershey will move from your left to your right. They are in the road dark uniforms with orange trim. Palmyra also with the orange trim and the home white.
Pressure on the ball by Chelsea Ebersol. With that pressure on the ball causes that offense to be not 18 feet, but 24, 25 feet. There's a nice shot opportunity.
Here's Richardson.
Hershey's got to be a little more patient, though.
Carmo missed. Rebound. Gobbled up, and Richardson converts. She's got 10. She leads everybody.
Well, she came in averaging 16 and a half a game, and she's well on her way for that average. I missed that, Greg. Called charge here, or what did she call?
He just turned it over.
Traveling.
So it is a 20-point Palmyra advantage. They look to add to it. And a reminder, we've got a lot more high school basketball live coming up. And this year we have added wrestling, which is very exciting. Thursday night, John Reppitz will be along with George Hartwick, which we should explain. George Hartwick, of course, is the Dauphin County Commissioner. I'm not sure how many people realize what a great name in wrestling, both on and off the mat, George Hartwick has been over the years as not only an official but also as a great wrestler, and he's going to join John this coming up Thursday night at 7:30 on ABC 27.3.
Yeah, and he's an inductee into the Central Pennsylvania Wrestling Hall of Fame for his wrestling, not only as a referee but as a player, and he certainly earned it. He's fourth in the state as a senior in high school at Steel High, when Steel High didn't really do a whole lot with wrestling. He made a name for, along with Craig Corbin and others, El Hodge. Wrestling at Steel High became an item.
So that's 7:30 on Thursday night, Middletown Lower Dauphin, here on ABC 27.3. And, of course, the boys' game will follow this one. 31-11 is our score. And Palmyra controls. There's Smolik.
Well, freshman drives and a freshman fouls, and that's the story of the game. We have a lot of freshmen on the court. You're looking at Lauren Comfort, Kristen Smolik, Katie Dombrowski, number 9's not in the game, but you got Dalia Kraczynski. It's like you have two coaches. Rebecca Manny played at Bucknell. She knows what she's doing on the sideline. I can tell you that right now. You can just tell when you're watching a team play and your players are in the right spot on offense and the right spot on defense, and you're getting the amount of quality shot opportunities that they're getting in this game. Coach is doing her job.
So Smolik goes back to the line. And the lead is 21. She's got 5 of those. 32 points for Palmyra.
Well, one thing Coach Berman does, he works on those foul shots in practice because these girls are shooting well from the foul line.
Jump ball. As Kristen Smolik was right there. Possession arrow stays down that end of the court. Palmyra Castole hangs on to the basketball. Ebersol got knocked down.
Well, and what happened there was, if you see this on a replay, our Groff instant replay, that the foul comes on the box out. It's a displacement. Let's check this out. Okay, you turn, you box. And we don't have the angle to see that, but from our angle, you actually see you're allowed to box out, but you cannot actually displace the person. Here's another angle. Chelsea, nice executed play. She goes up now. Okay. She gets pushed on the box out backwards, and that's where the foul occurred.
Ebersol gets one more. And she's got 11. 35-11. Hershey still looking to convert their first bucket of the second half. Brueggemeyer takes it herself, and there's a foul underneath. This is the first night of league play. Mid-Penn in full swing. The York County games coming up tomorrow. Mid-Penn on a Tuesday-Friday schedule this week, and of course that'll vary from week to week. But boy, there's not a lot of what we would call exhibition play in high school basketball. You jump out of a tournament schedule and then you jump right into league play, and that is what we're doing tonight. Brueggemeyer's got 3.
Any basket that goes in for Hershey right now just keeps this a game and keeps them pushing, keeps their confidence going, so they can continue to try to scrap and make something of this game. They're clearly up against it from a physical standpoint. They don't have the size of the Palmyra Lady Cougars, but the heart is just as big. Now that was a miscommunication on defense there. Left Gunderman wide open.
And she's got 6 of the 37. Palmyra still putting on a backcourt press here. And you might wonder why you want to do that, but you know, they got to keep working on your game at this point.
Oh, yeah, you can't let up. This is the first part of the season. It's like Coach McCall, Todd McCall, our broadcasting partner, said before the game, they got to get ready for playoffs, and it starts with the first game of the season. Coaches are going to try new matchups. They're going to try players. I mean, we're seeing freshmen playing. I mean, these coaches are unloading the bench tonight.
30-second timeout.
Take a quick 30-second timeout, and we'll keep it right here. Well, we have the boys' game coming up, and at 8 o'clock or 15 minutes after that. A reminder, if you're interested, you can vote for the player of the game. And I know we talked about this a lot last year, our Hoffman Ford player of the game. Charlie, tell people how they can check that out.
Well, what I'm excited about this year is, Greg, we have a tiebreaker. We have often disagreed on the player of the game, but we have our Patriot News counterpart here tonight, James Phillip. He's going to give us a vote in between the third and fourth quarter on who he's leaning toward. And at the end of the game, we'll have, if we disagree, Greg, we'll give it to James to help us make that decision.
Always good to have a tiebreaker in any situation in life. There's Gunderman for 2 more. She's got 8. And it goes back the other way.
You know, you might be at home watching TV going 37 or 39 to 12 and go, why are Palmyra pressing? Well, I think Coach Berman feels what we feel right now is, even though the score looks like this Hershey team is so scrappy and are so ready to play tonight. He's probably nervous that if he doesn't let up, they're going to get back in the game, and they probably would, because they're going at it hard.
Brueggemeyer got to back it out.
Nice shot for Lauren Comer. Now here's a press. Palmyra's pressing as well. They're not backing down. Look at that defense. Nice steal by Kaczynski.
Left side.
Oh, there's
Moss.
Okay. And this is exactly why Coach Berman hasn't left up his pressure, because of this right here.
39-16. Almost a steal again right there. No one was right on it. That's what Hershey didn't want to see, and another easy basket. Richardson has 12. Krasinski in the lane trying to scoop it up.
Wow.
And they'll call a jump.
Man, look at... I can't wait to see Dalia Krasinski's parents after the game. I'm going to ask them to buy her like a Wii for Christmas, because she is unbelievable. A freshman given this kind of effort. No wonder Coach Rebecca Manny has not taken her out of the game from what I can see here. They need that girl on the court. They need that energy on the court.
Well, for a Ford, we've seen a few, and we've been fortunate that we have not really had a lot of blowouts in the 3 years that we've done these games. But for a score this wide apart, this is the most competitive spread. Does it make any sense that here they continue to play well?
Yeah.
And it's almost like it's not a 41-16 game at times.
And I think it should be pointed out that if this game goes up to 30 points, this clock will continue to run. That's a rule in high school basketball. But again, I agree, Greg. It doesn't seem like this kind of blowout at this point.
Hershey looking to capitalize. Brueggemeyer. And a foul.
I think it should be pointed out, too, that this Hershey team has not gone as deep into their bench. They're rotating 8 right now.
41-17. We'll take a timeout. 3:44 left, third quarter. You're watching high school basketball live on ABC 27.
High School Sports Live is brought to you by
Hemp Brothers, paving the way in concrete, asphalt, crushed stone construction services. Keystone State Games, Pennsylvania's largest amateur athletic festival. NK Sporting Goods, partnered with NK Graphics, has been outfitting the teams of Central PA for over 25 years. United Concordia, ensuring America's dental health for over 40 years. Regen Muscle Recovery Beverage. Experience the raw power of natural cocoa. Groff Tractor and Equipment, we're your #1 source for everything under construction. Sun Motor Cars, come experience Central PA's ultimate driving headquarters.
Borman and Babb Certified Public Accountants is a full-service accounting, tax, and consulting firm with over 17 years' experience serving the central Pennsylvania region. From taxes to payroll, from corporate accounting to business consulting, let Borman and Babb help you achieve your financial success.
Back live at Palmyra High School. Greg Mace, Charlie Fortney, Todd McCall. 41-17 is our score here in the third quarter. We're going to bring James Phillips from the Patriot News in the fourth quarter here, get some of his thoughts about not only this game but also the upcoming rest of the high school basketball season, of which we will run through mid-March.
Yeah, and we didn't mention earlier, Greg, but any fan that wants to vote for the player of the game can go to pasportslivetv.com to do that, and they can participate in our player of the game voting.
Loose again. How many loose balls have we had tonight? Man.
Chelsea Evershaw's third personal foul, team's fourth.
So Palmyra will get it back. Little scoop shot by Krasinski, and the follow is good. Libby Nolan's got 7 for Hershey.
Greg, looking at Libby Nolan a little closer, she looks like a legit 5'11". There's Carly Richardson.
Richardson has 14. Emily Brueggemeyer, she's a sophomore. And Hershey turns it over and it goes back to Palmyra. Reminder coming up after this game, we'll throw it to the Hershey and Palmyra boys contest here on ABC 27. John Reppitz will step in for that one. Down court, nice move, nice play. Kristen Smolik has 7.
Yeah, but a great pass by Dombrowski. Wow. Freshman to freshman.
Called Emily Brueggemeyer's name out a lot. Try to go down low to Libby Nolan, and it gets knocked out of bounds. It goes back to Paul. It'll stay with Hershey. Well, this is a very young Hershey team, and they've got a lot to look forward to. And I know you often say that when the score is like this, but they really do. I mean, they played well as a young team tonight.
Oh, no doubt about it. And the way they're playing, it has. I mean, you look at Rebecca Manning on the sideline. She's giving massages to the referees as they're running by her, just because she's so enthusiastic, and she's not fighting but cheering not only her teammates on, but even asking for calls and explaining angles to kids, and she's coaching every possession because she knows this game tonight. It's more than just this game. It's building this team for the rest of the season and the long haul.
Richardson, nice dish. They're working it around nicely. Wide open is Gunderman. And a foul a little bit away from the ball. We'll have a good crowd here for this boys game. This place is, I'm looking to my left and right. There's not a lot of seats left here, Charlie, if any.
Well, and if you're a girl parent, you would say there's a good crowd here for the girls game.
Right.
Title IX, Greg.
There you go. So we have a quick timeout here with 2:07 left here in this third quarter. Boy, there have been a lot of loose balls on the floor tonight and a lot of jump balls, a remarkable number of loose balls. Both teams
we're gonna have to
playing hard.
We're going to have to add loose balls to our stat column for Jim Gallagher for the rest of the games, because this game has certainly set a good precedent for the rest of the games.
All right, let's head over to Todd McCall. Todd?
Coach, Ron Berman's talking a little bit about just getting the ball movement, staying positive. He's also talking about just getting people in and out of this game. And one thing he's just continued to tell his girls, move the ball, look for people inside, stay consistent, play hard, finish strong. And that's what Palmyra's going to have to do. For Hershey on the other side, it's just simply just start working on those small things. Some of these young kids are getting valuable times. And just inch back and pride reasons, leave the floor with some pride. Back to you guys.
Another foul. Well, look at the
Team 6.
They're pretty even so far here. Not even. I mean, there's a discrepancy of 3 of 8 to 6 of 10. But Hershey's been playing tough, as they just did right there.
Well, and like again, they're getting shots, and they're getting shots off of good ball movement, good sets. And they're staying scrappy. I mean, Hershey has only rotated 8 girls compared to Palmyra's. It looks like 10 in the rotation, and their energy level is just as high right now. I mean, Coach Berman is, up 24 and not comfortable right now. It just gives Hershey some credit for continually putting the pressure on here.
Minute 35 left here in the third quarter. Hershey has only turned the ball over 5 times in this quarter as compared to 20 in the first half. So there's some settling here.
This guy, Kuczynski's great at the fouling, Greg. We mentioned earlier, her last game, she didn't make 1 field goal. She had all foul shots, and there were 8 of them.
And she's got 4. Hershey distantly hanging around. Drive. Smolik got hammered on the way up. This is one of the more physical, aggressive girls games I think we've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Well, and it's the personality of like a Rebecca Manny, who she's played Division I college basketball. You don't play at that level and not learn how to play the game the right way and get after it. I think Coach Berman's always been known for a defensive guy, defensive coach. His programs are built on defense.
Stepped on the line right in front of us did Brudemeyer. So 1:15 left here in this third quarter.
It's going to be a late night here in Palmyra. Wow, look at the crowd at the door. I don't know if we can get a shot of that, but the people that want to get in this game, it is a lot. There's a lot at the door. And I don't think any of these families, for the girls' parents, I don't think they're leaving after this game, Greg.
Smolik. Rebound pulled away by Hannah Schrift. Bridget Kilgallen, and it goes off the hands of Kuczynski. And it will go back to Hershey. Boy, they continue to scrap, just continue to go after the ball. So Comfort will inbound. Brueggemeyer, under a minute left, third quarter. And that is going to go back the other way. James Phillips from the Patriot News will join us here at the end of the third quarter after we take our break, and we'll talk some girls high school basketball, get some his general thoughts as not only on this game but also about the upcoming, the rest of the season ahead.
Wow. The intensity, man, I've never seen a intensity this late in the game when you're down 22. Rebecca Manning has to be proud of her girls for keeping the foot on the gas pedal.
Smallick for Palmyra. Kick it back out. Could have gone to one of two players. Winds up winding into the hands of Hershey. Hannah Moss. Final seconds, looking for one last shot. Inside, Krashinsky got the roll. Her 6th point. Hershey cuts it to 20. As we head to the fourth quarter, we take another look at the last basket of this quarter. 45-25 is our score. We head to the fourth quarter. You're watching high school basketball live on ABC 27. And we bring in James Phillips from the Patriot News. Take a look at the crowd there at the door. James, we welcome you. You are our first Patriot News guest. We thank the Patriot News for their participation. I don't know if you, Charlie saw this. There was a great ad they ran today. There were like little caricatures of Charlie and myself, and who else was it? It was Bullock and James, right?
James, yes.
It was terrific. So if you get a chance, pick up the Patriot. You can still go out and get it. It was very clever. We thank Paul Vigna for that.
And I never viewed myself as a bobblehead until I saw the paper.
Well done. Well, we've talked a lot about this game so far, that Hershey, despite the fact the score is 45-25, they've hung tough in this game.
Yeah, I'm very impressed the way they scrapped and hustled all over the floor, diving for loose balls. And I know Rebecca has got to be pleased with the effort, because that's the way she played back in the day when she was on, played for Hershey stuff.
Palmyra's been very strong. We knew coming out of into this game we were going to see a good effort from Palmyra.
Absolutely. Ebersol's the leader, and even though the good sisters are not playing, that shows you how much depth they have.
All right, we have to stick around here as we continue.
And James, player of the game, Greg and I have a tough job at a game like this, picking the Huffman Ford player of the game. Do you have any thoughts on anyone from the Palmyra side?
Ebersol or Richardson. You can't go wrong for either one.
Yeah, and we tend to favor seniors in these TV games,
right.
Unless if it's close. But I agree with you. Ebersol's has some quiet contributions, but she definitely sets a tone on the ball pressure.
And how she came out, hit those 2 threes, and that really set the tone for the game.
Well, we're all gonna make a real decision here. We can't just a few minutes, but we'll watch some of the action. We'll continue to talk girls high school basketball with James Phillips from the Patriot. There's a traveling call. But just give me kind of a general overall view as you look at mid-Penn. What you think is ahead here for this season?
Well, it's I wouldn't say it a down year, but I look at the perimeter teams like Trinity.
Yep.
They're strong usually. They have the good people coming back. Steel High, they look pretty solid. I saw Harrisburg on Friday. Mm-hmm. They have potential.
Yes, they do.
This all depends if their team comes together. But overall, it's going to be competitive.
Yep.
I don't see any powerhouses out there right now. But I think overall it's going to be very competitive.
Would you agree, James? There's some teams out there like this Palmyra team that I think in 10 games from now that might be they might go another level. There's more teams that have potential to get better. Is that a good assessment?
Yeah, that's pretty well put there. And like I said, I like Palmyra because they have veterans on this team that had game experience from last year.
And I think Steel High got them early.
Yes.
DeFreitas came in and gave him a DeFreitas-type performance. But I think in 10 games from now, I'd like to see that rematch again. But Steel High definitely has a host of talent over there this year.
Yes.
I always, and people don't remember the days, they do, but if you just came to the area or didn't follow high school basketball, about the Steel High Lady Rollers who were down and out. There were times when we didn't think they were going to be able to field a team. And for them to build this program to a state championship level has just been I think one of the great stories in the history of high school basketball around here.
Absolutely, and you got to give credit from the coaching staff, all the Coach Chisholm, all the way down, and the players. They believe in what he teaches. They bought into the program, and they went out and did a great job last year.
And one thing about Coach Chiz is he's not afraid to put that time in the offseason. He eats, sleeps, and breathes being around these girls and making sure they're getting good opportunities, whether it be AAU or whatnot. And he has a nice helper on the bench named Tracy Spencer, who I looked up to as a young kid in Steel. And I watched her make 35 foul shots in a row in a practice when I was in junior high. And I knew he had an asset there on the sideline. So
45-26, Palmyra has the lead. James Phillips joining Charlie and myself here. James from the Patriot News. Mike Bullock will also join us here in this second game. We appreciate all the guys from the Patriot News who are going to be with us throughout the course of the season. James, thanks for stopping in. 7:02 left here in the fourth quarter. Well, Palmyra is trying to continue their intensity and just make sure that the game doesn't get sloppy or doesn't get not away from them, but you want to keep up what you've got to keep going against more experienced teams a little bit later in the season. There's a walk, I think.
And I'm thinking of it, and I'm thinking of it right now. The fact that these girls are on TV, Greg, is probably the reason why they're not giving up. They know that and hats off to them, they're stepping up to the challenge. We've seen teams in these sports contests fall apart in this situation, and neither of these teams has.
Well, we've got, look, there's a guy over there in one of the great outfits that you'll see in high school sports, which of course is, he's one of the green guys. See the green guy over there?
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to get some shots of those, some of the Cougar Nation during this next game coming up. Inside, Palmyra continues to scrap, and Carmo has 7.
That's 2 in a row there for Kate Carmo, getting it going. One thing about Kate is she can play one of 4 positions on the floor. She can play the 1, 2, 3, or the 4 for Coach Ron Berman. Very versatile junior.
Richardson outside and has to back it out, and there's Carmo looking for 6 straight. A bit more patience here from Palmyra. Just got to eat up some time here and wait and be patient for one shot. They get it from Ebersol that rolls in and out, but there's Carmo underneath. She's on a good roll. She's got 9. And Hershey wants a timeout. Well, I don't know how to describe that guy. There he is. Take a look at the monitor here, Charlie. He's,
I went to high school with that guy.
Is that right? I knew him from somewhere. Well, like, we'll see him a little bit later, I'm sure, during the course of the.
That looks like one of Mike Bullock's friends, Greg. That's one of Mike Bullock's friends.
A reminder: we have wrestling coming up on Thursday night. Middletown Lower Dauphin. You'll see it right here on ABC 27. John Repitz and George Hartwick will have the call of that one. We will bring you live wrestling matches. First time we've ever had, at least in my memory here, which goes back 3 decades plus. And then, of course, our next basketball game here, Hershey Cedar Cliff, Wednesday night, December the 21st. That should be a great one at Cedar Cliff. 7:30 right here on ABC 27. Coming up tonight on ABC 27 News, we'll have more basketball highlights. Caps and Flyers playing tonight in the latest on the Jerry Sandusky hearing, of which there wasn't a whole lot because he waived his preliminary hearing. We had our crew up in Belfont. We'll hear more about that coming up on ABC 27 News tonight at 11 o'clock. Let's go over to Todd McCall on the sideline. Todd, you're on.
Guys, one of the things that I'm really impressed with here in the late game in the fourth quarter is Palmyra's patience on offense. One of the things I keep hearing Coach Berman talk about is move the ball, get good shots, take good open looks at it. They're running a variation of flex offense and some motion offense. They're going to need that come league play, and they got to finish strong. Back to you guys.
Todd McCall, former Susquehanna Township coach, joining us on the sidelines this year for insight. Thoughts on what the coaches are saying during the breaks. Hershey with a basketball, Libby Nolan. To Hannah Schrift, another one of the 9th graders, and she hits. There are 3 freshmen, 5 sophomores on this Hershey team. And there's another freshman, Smolik.
Yeah, Smolik has to be one of the most talented freshmen in the area. Just 5'9", can do a little bit of everything. She nails her foul shots. She's a girl that's going to keep getting better as the season goes on for Palmyra.
Blocking foul underneath.
Second personal foul. That's a 10th team foul.
It's a 10th team foul, as you heard the public address announcer.
Shooting 2.
And Hershey goes to the line for 2. Brueggemeyer has 4. And she'll get one more. Emily Brueggemeyer, just a sophomore on this very young Hershey team. Hershey almost got the rebound, and they did. Nice play, and Schritt hits from the outside. Her 4th point.
You almost have to be a fan of the Trojans staying in this game. The Hershey girls just are making you go, they're winning you over with their hustle, because when you're down like this, you could throw in the towel and they're not. And I'm a fan of the Lady Cougars as well, but there's a side of me just sitting here as a basketball guy going, you know what? Hey, keep going, girls. Keep going. Keep making a game of this. Amazing.
Well, yeah, and that's a good term for win you over, because they certainly have, and they're only going to get better as they get more experience as this season goes along. And to get in a tough scrap against one of the better teams around, nothing but great experience. But a very impressive effort from Palmyra tonight. Well, from the outside, Kilgallen hits. And she's got 5. Palmyra facing some pressure. Have great ball movement on this team. Ebersol back to Richardson. They'll just kind of take their time now and settle.
Hershey's winning the quarter. Greg often coaches when they're down so much in a game. They say, let's win the quarter. Let's win the next 4 minutes, just to try to make something out of a tough situation.
And it'll be Katie Dombrowski coming back into the game. We should take a look at Ron Berman and see what happens underneath.
And that's a good call, because that's more of a tie-up.
Hunford crosses the timeline. We approach 3 minutes.
It's interesting. This game's getting ready to, this game could go under 20. At one point, we were talking about the mercy rule kicking in. That was 8 minutes ago in the 3rd quarter, and now we're talking about, this could be a, 9-basket game. That's just hard shooting over the long wingspan of these Palmyra defenders.
Well, Hershey had only 11 points in the first half. They got 22 already in the second half. And as Charlie said, they are winning the quarter. 2:43 left here in the 4th. Greg Mace, Charlie Fortney, Todd McCall. John Reppitz will jump in here for the boys game that'll follow here on ABC 27. Gunderman was wide open. She's got 10. Krushinski. Nice cut. Wouldn't fall. And another nice move underneath. Libby Nolan was right there again. She is leading the way with 9 for Hershey. Coming up on 2 minutes left in the game. It's the first of our 20 games this year on High School Basketball Live. We'll wrap it up with the district finals at Giants Center. That is 3 months away.
Well, and what a start, Greg. We have a full house here at Palmyra. We're part of the Hershey-Palmyra rivalry for the first time on our High School Sports Live broadcast.
There's Nolan spinning.
You know what, this Nolan, Rebecca Manny, she's a junior. She's coming back next year. She has a lot to work with coming back. She has her size, and she'll have some developing guards who have these freshman girls who have more experience, and Krasinski from the wing. This Hershey team, Kilgallon coming back, they'll have a lot of promise moving into next year. Everything they do this year can be a building block for next year as well.
So Libby Nolan, who said her brother, great swimmer, Olympic prospect, David Nolan. There's Carmo. They're still keeping that pressure defense on. And Kilgallen was responsible for that. Hey, a reminder to check us out on Facebook. Charlie, you on Facebook?
No.
I am.
No, but one thing, if the fans do like us on Facebook and check out our website at pasportslivetv.com, anyone that likes us on Facebook gets updates, gets video feeds, gets opportunities to see who the player of the games are on a regular basis. They get an advantage that most people don't, Greg.
I've always said it's hard to believe that the world could communicate before Facebook, but somehow it happened, and now it is the great tool of life.
Some people call it crackbook because it's so
I'm
addicting.
aware of that. Yes, I'm aware of that. It was for me in the early days, not anymore. But we're on there a lot. And
I forgot to read my broadcasting etiquette. I probably wasn't supposed to say that on air, but I did.
No, people say that. People have said that a lot over the years, or at least since it's come into existence. But we welcome you if you want to get on and check out some of the things that, and there's great video links and all kinds of things. If you're on Facebook, they automatically pop up and you can see what things we're doing on High School Basketball Live.
We got Liz Britton on the foul line, knocks down a foul shot. Liz is a senior. What I like about Liz here, Greg, is she's willing to do whatever it takes to help build this young team. She's sacrificing a little playing time at times, and she has a smile on her face. She's excited. Just exchanged a nice gesture with the referee. She could be pouting about her situation, not getting maybe as much time as she would like, but she's out there playing hard, knowing that Coach Manny's building a program. She's definitely playing her role right now, and hats off to her. She's on the floor, setting a tone as a senior leader, getting a tie-up right there. That's probably the 50th tie-up of the game.
I was going to say 100, but 50 is, what does Jim tell us, 11?
Jim said that's 11. Jump ball tie-up.
Wow.
Wow, Jim, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, the over-under of the tie-ups were 50. Wow. Very scrappy game, under a minute left. Palmyra being patient. There's Kirk underneath and draws the foul. Reminder to stay with us. Todd will talk to our winning coach, Ron Berman, and our player of the game, who I guess we're going to let Todd pick, huh? So, because he's over there. But you can certainly make a case for Ebersol, Small. Like Richardson's got 14. I mean, that Gunderman's got 10. It's great balance attack from their top 5 players. In fact, only 6 players have scored for Palmyra. So Ebersol's got 11, Smollett's got 9, Richardson has 14.
I'm going to, my vote for Huffman for player of the game, I don't know what James Phillip over there is thinking, but I'm thinking you got to go with Carly Richardson. She led in scoring. We're getting our vote from James right now. Greg, what do you think?
I think it's Carly Richardson, yep.
Carly Richardson.
Yeah.
It's unanimous. That's kind of unusual when you put 3 men together here and they all pick the same thing. That doesn't happen too often. Maybe it was a full moon tonight, but Carly Richardson is the Huffman Ford player of the game. And I think it should be noted that Chelsea Ebersol with 11 points set the tone at the point guard spot. The defense, she set the tone defensively, and she certainly was a great candidate for it.
Final seconds winding down, and boy, Hershey's still continuing to scrap up until the last second.
Now, Krzyzewski's third personal foul, team 6.
Another substitution. Palmyra comes back in. She played a nice game.
Oh my gosh, Lauren Comfort, freshman point guard, thrown into the Wolves against the best, probably the best defensive team, or one of the best in the area, especially the Keystone. And she was not responsible for most of the turnovers. She handled the ball very well. And Hershey, hats off. I'll make this announcement, so when Rebecca Manny DVRs this and has a chance to rewatch it, she can be encouraged. Hershey here is winning 11-10 in the fourth quarter on live TV. Now it's tied.
I will tell you something else that we just learned, and Charlie, you don't even know about this yet, but Comcast On Demand is going to have our games on. So in the next couple days, we'll make an announcement on ABC 27 and let you know when you can watch them. But we're very happy with our relationship with Comcast, and we're going to have all of our high school games on demand on Comcast this year. See, I surprised you, huh?
Oh, yes. I'm glad you mentioned that, because anyone can go back and rewatch these games within 48 hours on YouTube, on the PASportsLiveTV.com website. And the fact that you can go to Comcast, that even makes it just as convenient.
Yep, all kinds of ways to watch. Final moments, nice lay-in to finish it up from Nolan.
And I think that officially has them winning the quarter, 13-12.
Final score, Palmyra 56, Hershey 38. Todd's back with our player of the game and our winning coach, Ron Berman. After this, you're watching high school basketball live on ABC 27.
Don't forget that right after the game or right now.
When my dad opened Hoffman Ford in 1953, this was the model that you could drive out of the showroom.
In the past 59 years, yes, things have changed, but one thing still remains the same. There's always been a Ford and a Hoffman in our showroom.
Through 3 generations, the Hoffman Ford family has believed in always treating their customers with the courtesy and respect that they deserve.
Passed on from our grandfather to our father and now to us, we believe these values will bring another 59 years of success. Bigger selection, better deals, Hoffman Ford.
Knoll Insurance, located at 704 Bridge Street in New Cumberland. They offer property, casualty, auto, homeowners, health, and life insurance. Knoll Insurance also offers notary services. Call Knoll Insurance today at 774-8128.
There's something to be said for a company that has survived the Great Depression, weathered a handful of recessions, and emerged from today's challenging marketplace stronger than ever. And it's worth noting that success has come while keeping its headquarters and decision-making local for more than 80 years. Perhaps growing deeper roots to ensure strength and stability is an idea whose time has come. We figured that out 8 decades ago. Penn National Insurance.
High School Sports Live is brought to you by
Hemp Brothers, paving the way in concrete, asphalt, crushed stone construction services. Keystone State Games, Pennsylvania's largest amateur athletic festival. NK Sporting Goods, partnered with NK Graphics, has been outfitting the teams of Central PA for over 25 years. United Concordia, ensuring America's dental health for over 40 years. Regen Muscle Recovery Beverage, experience the raw power of natural cocoa. Groff Tractor and Equipment, we're your #1 source for everything under construction. Sun Motor Cars, come experience Central PA's ultimate driving headquarters.
And we're back at Palmyra High School, as the boys hit the court, Palmyra wins the girls' game 56-38 with a winning coach, and our player of the game, here's Todd McCall. Todd?
Talk a little bit. You got a great win here tonight in a playoff atmosphere. Talk about how patient your team was able to be in the fourth quarter, moving the ball around. This will help you throughout the league, don't you think so?
Oh, absolutely. I was very pleased with our effort tonight. We had a couple of people playing out of position, and for the most part, I thought we kept our composure. We got a little shaky at times, but we got a lot of good looks in the fourth quarter, and we didn't finish. But I'm very pleased with the effort.
Coach, you're able to even deepen your bench a little bit. Talk about deepen the bench, again, with some of the big matchups you have.
Yeah, well, we have, like I said, 2 starters that are out, but we talked more or less about an 8-man rotation. So the other 6 players just did a good job of getting more playing time, and a couple of young kids off the JVs I'm really pleased with. So it was just a nice win for us to get out of here and move on.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Player of the game, Carly Richardson. Carly, talk a little bit. Now, you guys repeated, you're actually champions last season. What will your team have to do to continually, get right back at the top of this league?
Well, a big focus is our defense. We play defense first, and then we could continue on our offense. And I think we got a lot of good offensive weapons back this year, and I really think we need to start to utilize them and look for. We have a lot of different people who can score in different ways, so I think we should better start looking at them, and I think we have a pretty good chance.
We had you with 16 points tonight. Talk a little bit about your ability to put the ball on the floor and how that helps you in this game.
I like to be versatile. Sometimes I play against people that are much taller than me, and also I have to be able to post up when I have somebody shorter on me. So on the off season, I try to work on a little bit dribbling and a little bit of posting up and my points in the lane. So I just try to do a little bit of everything.
All seriousness aside, talk a little bit about playing in front of a playoff crowd tonight.
Oh, it's so much fun, especially to be our first home game and have this huge crowd. And now it was great to have a win, and now we get to watch the boys without having any pressure of losing and cheer them on.
Well, Carly, we want to wish you the best of luck. We want to get you back into the locker room. Best of wishes throughout the rest of the league. More post-game after these messages.
AAU spring basketball with advanced hoops. 21 teams last year, featuring the top boys basketball players from all over the region. Advanced Hoops AAU features 10 to 11 player rosters, guarantees playing time, all man-to-man style play, and every player gets professional skill training, along with top quality AAU tournaments. Advanced Hoops has helped over 25 high school athletes get scholarships over the last 2 years. Amazing results. I call this AAU with the follow-through.
The Advanced Hoops program is a one-stop shop training program. The most talented players in the area are playing AAU Showcase in front of college coaches with Charlie Fortney. Players of all ages can train with Advanced Hoops and get a rock-solid foundation. The coaches at Advanced Hoops have a great rapport with all the kids. Advanced Hoops is unique because we offer professional training in dribbling and point guard skills with Gerald Jarman, the point guard who led the greatest upset in NCAA history when the Richmond Spiders beat the Syracuse Orangemen. Gerald is a master at building confidence in point guards and ball handling skills to all age groups. Charlie Fortney's shooting instruction is amazing. He has helped so many high-level players get a great shooting foundation for the college level. He understands how to build a player's shot right from where they are. The spring 5-on-5 games registration is going on right now, and this in-house training has revolutionized the ability of players all over the region. Advanced Hoops is registering boys and girls from 5th to 12th grade for in-house 5-on-5, shooting, and advanced dribbling.
Advanced Hoops is celebrating 10 years of training youth in the Harrisburg region. In 2010, we trained over 1,000 youth from kindergarten to 12th grade. Our spring program is going to be amazing. So as I pass the ball,
you make the call to get any questions answered regarding our spring games, shooting, dribbling, or AAU opportunities.
We specialize in making training look easy.
And Charlie is not the only one that can shoot a basketball around here.
Determined to go to the basket. Etherton down the lane, spin move, pump fake off the glass and in. To John Taylor, inside to Scott Etherton. Scott faces the basket. Turn around move. Scott's going to put it up off the glass and in.
Has he perfected that little jump hook, on the right block as well as anybody we've seen?
Cam Ritter, bounce pass to Etherton. And rolling, and it's good.
You've seen a lot of my sons, Todd and Ryan, over the years on TV. In fact, we've all grown a lot during this time.
We're all still here and stronger than ever. Now you can see me when you come into Hoffman Ford.
And I won't be far behind.
For 59 years, there's always been a Ford and a Hoffman in this showroom, delivering you the courtesy and respect that you deserve since 1953.
Come see what keeps our customers coming back generation after generation. Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Dr. Scott King from Arlington Orthopedics is one of the few area experts on hip injuries. His professional hockey career with the Detroit Red Wings is featured in this exclusive interview. Watch as Dr. King explains his own experience with a hip injury and how it helps him identify with his patients. Dr. King goes on to analyze the varying hip injuries that have plagued popular athletes like Bo Jackson, Chase Utley, and Alex Rodriguez. For the full interview, type in pasportslivetv.com.
There's something to be said for a company that has survived the Great Depression, weathered a handful of recessions, and emerged from today's challenging marketplace stronger than ever. And it's worth noting that success has come while keeping its headquarters and decision-making local for more than 80 years. Perhaps growing deeper roots to ensure strength and stability is an idea whose time has come. We figured that out 8 decades ago. Penn National Insurance.
Hello, can I help you? Oh, no need to worry, Mrs. Smith. My grandfather is Russ Failer himself and has been in business for over 30 years. At Russ's Auto and Trailer Sales, we have it all. We specialize in selling a complete line of trailers, a variety of used cars and campers. Our service department can do it all. And we even have a nice guy named Justin who answers the phone. And what do we tell him, Maddie?
Nobody fusses at Russ's.
Look into the sun for coverage of student athletes from Palmyra, Hershey, and Lower Dolphin. Drew Weedman and the Sun staff are dedicated to weekly coverage.
Extra, extra! Read all about West Shore student and team success with the growing popularity of the Carlisle Sentinel, the pace setter in Carlisle and West Shore Sports Review.
Patriot News has covered the region of Harrisburg since 1854, from all-star selections to championship reporting, the leader in central Pennsylvania sports news.